All right, so I made a video a few weeks ago, however long, about Black Clover. And it was because I had picked up the series again after dropping it like years ago when it first started airing. And now I have finally caught up to Black Clover completely. Just watched the newest episode and everything. I'm recording this just like literally right after I just watched the newest episode, so that all my opinions on it are fresh in my mind. So what you hear over and over again about Black Clover is that it gets better. Like, it was the main reason that I even picked it back up in the first place. And that's the main goal, I guess, of this video, is to let everyone know if it actually does get better. I guess I'll start from the beginning. Just a quick summary of essentially what I said in the last video. I picked it back up after hearing about how it gets better and was like, okay, it's at least watchable at this point. And that was 51 episodes in. And then it did kind of start to pick up some good traits, I guess. I started to enjoy it a little bit more. I was starting to think maybe it was getting closer and closer to 6 territory, especially when I saw the Julius and Licht fight. That was easily the peak of the series, if I'm being honest. The fight was done really, really well, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I was like, man, it even had an incredible ending to the fight, and it felt like a fight that was going to have a lasting impact on the series as a whole. And that's part of the reason I liked the fight so much. And then I come to find out that fight actually did not have a lasting impact at the end of the arc. And it kind of really, really irritated me, if I'm being honest. Like, Julius lost the fight and he was literally stabbed through the chest with a massive sword. All right, dude was dead. They even had the whole touching moment or whatever between him and Yami, and it was like, yo, that's sick. And then the ending of the arc was just plot armor, I guess. I don't know what else to call it, really. Whatever it was crap. Julius did not die. He got bailed out by some magical invention that was made hundreds of years ago. He put some of his extra time magic in, so now he's a teenager, and he's still alive. And it just seemed like they bailed him out just cause they felt like they needed his character for whatever reason. Yet it completely took away all of the impact of the best fight of the series completely. And honestly, it killed my enjoyment of the arc almost entirely when that happened. I was extremely disappointed. But yeah, the arc was disappointing to me after that. It still had the best fight in the series. Like, I can't put that fight down necessarily. Like, the fight itself was great. It's just the impact of the fight was taken away completely by the conclusion of the arc, essentially, with Julius living. They follow up what was still probably the best arc in the series, even with the disappointment I had for it. They follow it up with, by far, the most filler in the entire series. And that was actually what I was going to say was a positive of this series as a whole, was the pacing. Because for most of it, it was great. It was going arc to arc pretty quickly. There was very little filler. Despite it being, like, pretty bad overall, it was super average. Had some good moments, and then some bad moments, of course. But overall, it was still a very watchable experience because of the pacing. Then they follow up the arc with all kinds of filler. Then, after several filler episodes in a row, they give us a filler arc. And now, up to the newest episode, that filler arc is still going. And it's really getting annoying, to the point where I'm like completely uninterested in the show, like almost entirely, if not for them hyping up the next arc against this devil, I don't know if I would even want to continue watching it, to be honest. If it wasn't such an easy binge watch, then I would have dropped it already again, honestly. But like I said, they're currently in a filler arc right now, and I'm hoping to get out of it sooner than later, and that the next arc will hopefully be good. I mean, it has some potential, I guess. However, because of like the ridiculous power scaling and whatnot, I feel like there's gonna be some more crap. There's gonna be a time skip more than likely, because I know they're not going to show us all 6 months. They might do like a montage, maybe like a training montage in like one episode. But regardless, it's essentially still gonna be a time skip, because they're gonna skip 6 months ahead to the point when they're all stronger, and they're all going to get crazy strong, of course, because they have to, because the next bad guy is ridiculously overpowered. But of course, as we know, because it's shonen, they're more than likely going to win, which means the power-ups that they get are going to be crazy, and they're not going to make much sense. I don't know. Overall, I'm quite annoyed with the filler essentially right now. It's the thing that's most on my mind, because I just sat through all of it today. But it's just aggravating me, and I'm still confused how the score on my anime list for Black Clover continues to go up, even just like through the filler right now. It really doesn't make any sense to me. So basically what I'm trying to say is, no, Black Clover does not really get better. It has some moments when it's decent. You feel like it has potential at times, but no, it doesn't truly get better, at least not yet. I'm almost 150 episodes in, and it still is pretty similar to how it was in the beginning. There's just been some development, essentially, which I'm hoping, of course, that there would be some development 150 episodes through. So in the last video, I said I made the wrong decision dropping Black Clover. But now that I'm 150 episodes through, and it still hasn't really gotten better, and only really has like 1 or 2 fights that are noteworthy, maybe I actually did make the right decision, because it really just ends up becoming wasted time. Like, it's just, you have to be really interested in shonen to watch it, and it's still a binge watch at that point anyway. Like, I'm not going to be watching this weekly. I put it on hold because I'm going to probably wait like at least a couple more months before I watch any more of it, because I'm not just going to watch an episode a week of this. I just can't. I'll drop it so quick if I do that. I don't know. I'm hoping it gets better, like I said. And I did try to like Black Clover. I really did. I mean, I watched all of it, and I still just don't. And I don't see how anyone else thinks that this is like top tier shonen. I hope that everyone doesn't think that anyway, because it's really not. It has some good points here and there, but like for the most part, it's not good. And because of the filler and the amount of disappointment I had with the last arc, despite it having the best fight in the series so far, I'm feeling like it's a 4 out of 10 right now. Like, I just, maybe a 4.5, but I just can't bring myself to give it a 5. So it has to be a 4. And that's probably what I'm going to leave it with on my list right now. So yeah, I mean, I guess I almost want to apologize if I made anyone actually pick Black Clover back up with my last video. I don't know if I did, but it is essentially just a waste of time, because you think it's going to do something eventually, and you get a little bit of something with one fight in the best arc of the series, which is still disappointing in the end anyway. And that's pretty much it. And I just don't think that's worth 150 episodes. So for most people, unless you're a super big fan of shonen, I would say don't watch this. Don't even go near it. You're just going to waste all kinds of time. If there's any Black Clover fans watching, I'm sorry. Like I said, I gave it a chance. Like, I really, really did. I watched all of it, all the way up to the newest episode. And it's just a 4 out of 10 for me. But yeah, this is just my opinion. Like, if you do like Black Clover, that's totally fine. But I can assure you there are definitely better shonen out there that you would probably like more if you do like Black Clover. So you should definitely go check those out. But anyway, that's all I have to say about Black Clover for now. I don't know if I'm going to ever make another video on Black Clover or not. Maybe in the distant future when it finally ends, and I'll give my final thoughts on it, and it'll probably be very negative, I'd imagine, because I don't have high hopes for this series. But anyway, that's all, guys. See you in the next one.